Hello and welcome to another episode of Gaming Garnish. That is, if this episode records, because it's still unknown because we're having technical difficulties. But if it does, I'm your host, Brad. I'm joined by the usual crew. We've got Jake.
I think I'm here. Hello? Yes.
We've got Joe.
I'm an unknown quantity at the moment.
And we've got Ben.
I'm always here.
Testing. Shall we get straight into what we might have been playing? Jake.
Oh, okay, right. Nice. Okay, so I have been playing something for a long time on my Steam Deck.
Ooh.
I've been playing a game called Tactical Breach Wizards.
Best name ever.
And this is a very you type of game, isn't it, Jake?
Yes. So, I mean, if the title doesn't really give it away, you are. It's a tactics game. You are wizards.
Nice.
Do you breach?
You are breaching.
And you are breaching. So I was kind of hoping this would be basically XCOM with wizards.
Yes.
Is it
an excuse to talk about XCOM again?
Yes, of course. Alas, no, it is not XCOM with wizards, but I still think it brings its own sauce to the genre, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way of explaining it, but basically you have rooms that you it's all like not quite top down, but isometric.
Yeah.
And you breach the room through a door, and then and then you have an objective in the room. Usually it's just take out these guys, but sometimes there's extra stuff going on. Like there was this one on a train, which was pretty cool, which you had to like go through the train, and each room of the train would be a breach, and then maybe I think the last bit of the train was like, make sure you're on the left side of the train because the other side was going to blow up.
I love the idea that wizards take public transport.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Is it like actually, like a military breaching sort of like SWAT team? Is it like that, but with wizards? That's cool.
So the whole world,
triangular hats, right?
It's not some of them, yeah, but some of like
stealthy.
It's not. When you say wizards, something comes to mind, doesn't it? Like a specific
robe.
Like it's someone in a robe and a hat, but it's not like they're all got like military spins.
My beard got stuck in the door.
The world is really interesting. I think there's been like 4 world wars in this world or something.
Wow.
But they all sort of awaken with powers, and they all have different types of powers. Your crew that you end up getting. And obviously, anybody with powers in this sort of world is put to use in a tactical team.
Nice.
So
you get a letter through the door on your 10th birthday.
You don't have to live in a cupboard anymore.
Get enrolled in the Marines.
Yes. You're not going to Hogwarts anymore. You're going to the Marines.
Hogwarts.
Oh, nice.
But it is cool. The lore of it's pretty sick. It explains it really well as well as you're going through it. You've got like a seer. That's your main guy, and he basically the gameplay loop really revolves around that as well, because you can rewind at any time. So and that's what really makes it different, I suppose, to like a XCOM or another tactics game, that you can just, if you don't like the way you've planned out your move, you can just rewind the whole thing if you want, or rewind half of it and do it again.
Is it unlimited? Like, can you only go back a certain number of steps, or can you go right back to the beginning?
It's unlimited as long as you haven't moved on to the next turn.
Oh, okay. Because Fire Emblem Awakening did something similar. No, not Fire Emblem Awakening. Engage.
Yeah.
Where you had this like ring that could rewind like a certain number of turns, but you couldn't always go back to the beginning, and you could only use it a certain number of times per level.
Okay. No, this is essentially unlimited for your turn, which could be a lot of stuff, to be fair, because you end up getting 5 different tactical wizards by the end. You don't always have them on every mission, because with the story, it's kind of like they go off and do that room, and another team goes off and does another room.
Oh, okay.
But that does make it a lot different, and it kind of it does take away that XCOM
difficulty, I suppose.
Difficulty, because I didn't really find it too hard because, as I said, you could rewind at any point.
Did they have the true death, or were they fixed characters?
Fixed characters. No one could die. To be fair, you couldn't finish a
Boo.
mission with people.
Death wizards.
You could finish it with them downed. To be fair, unless the mission specifically said don't let anybody go down.
I've seen like the aesthetic of the game, and it is quite like animated, quite cartoony, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think that lends to it. Like it's not as serious.
Definitely.
Not every game has to be difficult.
No, it's like a casual
fun with it. Yeah,
definitely. I would say it almost becomes more of a puzzler because of that element.
Because you got to do things in the right order.
Yeah, it also gives you side objectives, which you don't have to do, but it specifically tells you that it's giving you these side objectives to make the game harder for yourself if you want to complete them. And by completing them, if you do, it usually comes up with one of the characters' names, and it's like, do this during this mission. And if you do that, you end up getting a confidence point, and you can spend the confidence points on getting like skins, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So
nothing like gameplay improving, but
you don't get like a buff or anything like that.
You just get drip.
Because
that's what I want.
Sometimes these games do that where, okay, your side objectives are an interesting way of making it more difficult, but because you're getting like skill points, then you end up making it actually easier by the end.
Yeah, so you really can just ignore these if you don't want the drip. I mean, I had everybody dripped out by the end. So.
New wizard sleeves.
Oh yeah, it was good. So other than the seer who can do other stuff, he can like project out a different version of himself and give somebody an extra action, and they all have like different weapons as well. He has like a quick burst rifle.
So they have guns.
They have guns. Oh yeah. Military wizards.
Yeah, but I thought they would have like fireball spells or
walking in with a stick in your mind.
Yeah. One of them had like a lightning sort of like one sort of thing. That's like the detective witch who's on the team.
Okay.
But she also has a broom, so if you're near a window, you can go out a window and come out at another window. There's a necromancer who is pretty funny because she can bring your teammates back to life. She basically rewinds the clock an hour when she brings people back to life. But
after the mission, they just die again.
No. So if they're poisoned, let's say a teammate, and you don't want them to be poisoned anymore, or they're low on health, instead of like healing them, she'll shoot them in the face.
Oh,
and then heal them back to full health.
Because they have to be dead first.
They are dead first. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
That's funny.
And then there's like I can't. They all have like specific names.
Did the characters go no? You get shot because that would have made it even better.
It's just a cold.
It's text based as well, so there's no voice acting. And then there's like a tank priest she's wearing like massive armor and a big shield, and she can like teleport across the map and charge at people and stuff like that. I didn't think she was great at first, but as I upgraded,
that'd be my favorite one.
She was so good because you could chain the charges, and because you're in like isometric, you can only charge in like one direction, but you charge into somebody else, and if you lined it up right, you could then charge into somebody across the map. And then the last one was he was like a druid. He was like a poison druid, basically, but he could turn into a dog. Anyway, turns out he is the dog, and his human form is just when he awakened as a dog.
That's nice.
Dog wizard. That's
so he's got like a split personality.
Like
yeah.
Does he randomly bark at things in his human form?
No, unfortunately.
Boo.
But it was good. A lot of the gameplay probably more revolves around yeeting people out of buildings than it does like getting them down to 0 health.
Yeah,
because there's usually in each level like loads of windows and traps and stuff like that, and it is about doing damage. Like you can take people out by doing damage, but it's more about positioning. It's almost like Marvel's Midnight Suns in that way, where you would want to throw people into stuff in order to take them out quickly, or in this case,
combat.
Fling them out of a window, because each of your attacks usually have some kind of it has like a knockback number as well, and then all the enemies have like, some of them withstand 1 knockback, let's say, but if your ability does 2 knockback, they'll still go back 1. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's so many abilities that you can chain together, and there's like stuff that some of the characters just have, like they have like that they might not be part of their power set, but because they have an item, they can do it. So like the necromancer woman can summon what's called a death's door, which basically essentially makes a window wherever you want on one of the walls, so you can push somebody in and take them out of the fight. So it's all about that pushback mainly to get people out of the map.
My brain went to some sort of American ad there. Can't find a window? Make your own.
Death's door.
It sounds really cool. I know, like, based on what you've said, it sounds like at first maybe you're a little bit disappointed that it wasn't XCOM.
I was.
But by the end of it, you've sort of seen it for what it was. And
I think you'd have been disappointed if it was like XCOM, because you'd be like, I could just be playing XCOM.
More of the same.
Yeah. I suppose so.
So it's got to carve out its own niche somehow.
Definitely. And it definitely has. It's made its own, what would you say? It's put its own mark on the genre, I think.
Cool.
It
was a cheaper game, wasn't it? I think you said.
I think I got it on a deal, and it was about £15 or something.
Yeah,
so I think I think at full price, it's probably just shy of 30.
Yeah, which is still cheaper, isn't it? Cool.
But it's only on PC as well.
Steam Deck.
Well, when we get the Steam store on Xbox, I might give it a go. It sounds fun.
It is definitely really fun. And there's a whole story that goes with it. There's maybe a little bit too much dialogue for a non-voice acted
for Ben
game.
reading.
The games get a little tedious, but there's loads of extra content too. There's like they call it dreams, and they're like side missions you can do just to challenge yourself. It's like a challenge mode.
Yeah.
But it is cool. It is really cool.
So that's been you.
It has.
Anything else?
That's it from me.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Joe, let's come to you next.
I've also been playing one game and one game only, and it's been all-consuming. It's been Pokémon X.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Have you played Pokémon X before? Is this
I played it, but I never finished it. I never got to the end. I never did the Elite Four. I never knew what happened at the close of the game. I've spent 26 hours in the game now, and I've only just got to the third gym.
Oh, damn. Wow.
I've been doing a lot of training mons. I've been doing a lot of catching. I've been playing like not 100% run sort of thing, but I want to do as much of the Pokedex as I can in this game without like trading and stuff, because I can't trade with anyone. And it's just been all round good Pokemon experience. It's weird not being able to fast forward like I could on like the older games, like on emulators, because this is running natively on a 3DS. But I kind of like the fact I'm not just grinding levels and paying more attention to like the story and stuff, because it is slower.
Yeah,
and I'm speaking to everyone in the town. It's Generation 6, I think.
Yes,
Generation 6. So this was the one. I'm trying to think. It's been so long since I played.
It's pre-Sun and Moon.
It's pre-Sun and Moon.
It's the first 3D.
Yeah, it's after 3D. Black and White too.
Yeah. Black and White. They're the one I'm thinking. Yeah, they're X and Y. Yeah. I think they're the last ones that I really enjoyed. Sun and Moon I enjoyed, and then Sword and Shield was a bit like.
After this one, they got a bit handholdy. Even the ones on Switch.
Yeah, and I think that was X and Y was going that way, but it was, it was still.
You don't really have rivals in this one. You've got like a group of 4 friends that all but got given the same job to do. Yeah. But they all do it in different and interesting ways, which I kind of enjoy. It's not just like, this other guy's just going to battle you every now and again. You run into them like into the world differently.
Where you pick the fire one.
Yeah. One of them doesn't even battle you. He's like, he likes to get his Pokemon to like learn dance moves and stuff. He wants to be a
I remember that,
like a famous YouTuber or something, or whatever it is in Pokemon. Hollow Caller.
Yes, it's that one. I remember.
It's called Tierno. And there's another one who's just like pure Pokedex, doesn't do much battling, but he will if he has to catch Pokemon. Yeah. Then there's another one who just basically wants them all as pets, and she's like a collector. And then the other one who is the closest to a rival is she's just like friendly. It's kind of like how they went with Ruby and Sapphire. They're not like Gary Oak, who's like
who hates your
hurling
guts.
insults at you mid battle. She's just like, oh, you beat me, you did really well, cool. It's not like let's be eternal rivals until we die, and I will piss on your grave when you. It's kind of
you in your sleep.
I think this is.
I would feel that way too if someone had nicknamed me Ass Hat or whatever.
my grandfather forgot my name. Yeah. What was my grandson called again? But I think this is the game where it's like the turning point of it becoming easy games. Because I know Pokemon's aren't like hard games, but like the older ones, they could really like punch you in the face if you'd done the wrong move.
Oh yeah.
Older stuff's always punishing. Trust me, I played retro games recently.
I mean, we're seeing that now with people playing Fire Red and Leaf Green for the first time because it's on Switch, and they're all like, "What do you mean? I've got to train every Pokemon individually? I don't have an XP share across the whole party." I'm like, no. But I forgot that was in this game because you don't get it until like the second town. And I was individually training my Mons to get to like level 20 before the first town.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, right, I forgot this was in this. I could just wait for a bit.
With the early, I know at least in the first gen, like if you picked Squirtle and they picked Bulbasaur, they picked the one that was like better against you, didn't they?
Yes.
Whereas
they still do that in this
games, one. But I know in at least the later games then, they usually pick the one that's easier.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So
and in this one, you also get to pick one of the Kanto starters because they give you a Mega Stone to evolve it later. And I picked Blastoise, and I think they picked Charizard.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because they get a choice of 2 Mega Stones and I only get 1.
Of course, rude.
Yeah. There should have been 2 for every Pokemon, I think, that could Mega Evolve.
Was the new ZA, they're starting to make 2.
Oh, are they?
I've seen
Lucario as a second one, actually.
Is this the game that introduced Mega Stones?
It is, yeah. And I don't think they came back into it until ZA came out. Because you can't Mega Evolve.
No, there hasn't.
I didn't mind the Mega Evolutions. I just found that because there was a limit to doing it every match, every sort of like fight.
Yeah.
But if you say just fighting a Pokemon in the wild, especially a high level Pokemon, there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, I know.
And then it was just another animation. It just slowed down the combat. And that kind of frustrated me a little bit. But all in all,
it was definitely a cool gimmick at the time, but now I feel like the later Pokemon games have gone all in on gimmicks, but it's something different every time. If they'd just
they're always turd.
Yeah, that one with the crystal hats was so bull.
Yeah.
Was it Scarlet and Violet? I just never did it.
Yeah. Or even the one where you go massive.
Gigantic
one. Yeah. Why?
I quite liked that some of the Pokemon got different forms when they went big.
Yeah, but it was
a bit silly.
Well, it was basically just Mega Evolution because they lasted 3 turns like Mega Evolution does.
Yeah, but it's less thoughtful and less cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mega Evolution's permanent, isn't it? Until the battle ends.
Oh, is it? I thought it was just a temporary buff.
But
I've not got to the bit where you can Mega Evolve yet. But
you can't. I don't think you can do.
If you only do one Pokemon.
Yeah, you can only do one Pokemon. I think if they die or faint, you can't revive them and do it again. It's just like it's a one-time use. But I think it lasts until
they go down.
End.
It's like giving them a stim injection and then just get roided out for a few turns until they die.
So what's your team then?
Oh, right. I'll get it up now. I put my DS into sleep mode so I could tell you. Right, so my leader of the pack is a what's the one after On Edge? Doublade. It's a Doublade.
Oh yeah.
Then I've got a Marowak called Bonk.
Nice. Are you a nickname Pokemon kind of guy?
I nickname all my Pokemon. Yeah.
Really? I never did.
Every one I catch, I give it a name.
Wow.
Even if it's just going to stay in the box. I've got a Shelgon called Draco.
I've got a bit difficult towards the end where you start calling things like Cable because you're running out of names.
Yeah, pretty much. I've got an Aurorus because I couldn't name that one because it's just given to you. That starts off as Amora. I've got a Scizor called Clang. What's it called? The thing is, I can't remember any of the Pokemon's names because I've nicknamed them all. What is it? Talonflame. I call that Forks because it looks kind of like a phoenix.
Cool.
That's Nice.
Yeah. My strongest one is Bonk because if you catch enough Cubones, one of them will be holding something called a thick club, which just doubles Cubones and Marowak's attacks.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got a move called Boomerang, which already does, I think, 60 or 70 damage.
And then not Boomerang, is it?
And it hits twice, so it's mega. But it's ground types. So
you've replaced both your starters?
Yeah. Once I evolve them, just put them in the box. Because they're too OP.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I think in these games, they come with like perfect IVs as well, so they could get the max stats that they can get once they're evolving.
Sounds like an interesting team, though. Cool.
Yeah. Nice. Has that been you then, Joe?
That's me. Just
Pokemon. Ben.
I noticed this at the wrong time every time. I didn't turn my light on.
Oh, no.
At least the sun's coming up on this recording.
Yeah. Video viewers have been viewing Ben in the dark.
It's a new thing to me, video. Come on.
Light off. See, that's a Resident Evil reference.
Nice. So I do have two. One's a relatively quick one. I have been feeding the habit and having a little throughput lately.
Oh, have you returned? Have you relapsed?
Yeah, of issues. So I built a server so that I can have a shared map with friends. So I have
this
a
is
server
Factorio for any new.
It's Factorio, yes.
I thought you already had one of those. Or did you
I thought you already had a server as well.
No, I rented a server before. It was £8 a month or something, and they're not the best.
I know you've spent £1,000 on your own server.
Now I've bought my own.
Savings in 500 years' time.
Actually, what I did was just buy a little small form factor PC for £28 on eBay.
Wow.
Repaired it, and it just runs in the background. It's running in this room now. You can't even hear it.
Nice.
And today's little thing, I stripped back Windows 10, and it's taken me a long time to learn how to do it, but it is literally just a little script running in the background. It just idles at 2% CPU.
If you're only doing a server for like one game world, then that's all you need. It's if you need a bigger server for doing more things that you need like a...
Well, Factorio's that well optimized. It can run mega bases on nothing.
A maximum player count on the game, or is it just server related of what it can handle?
It's server related. I think it's 16.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. I thought it'd only be 4 player or something.
You should join me, Joe. It runs on a potato.
Because it looks like
Joe a potato.
No, not at all.
I say that because I have a Mac.
So I'm really enjoying that. I've even fired up some of the old half-started factories because I'm playing it with a friend who's new to it, and he's sort of in and out at the minute because he's doing his house up. But I don't want to go wailing away and him not understand what I've done, if that makes sense. Yeah. So the server itself, I've not been in and out of that much. So to fix the gap or fill the gap, as it were, I've jumped back to old factories with new fix. Yeah, well, I have new ideas now. The world's very, very different to me.
For your joint server, you're going to have to start making like handover documents, like on a Google Drive.
Yeah.
See what you've done. This is how this runs, and don't put this thing on this elevator because it'll break, or, you know.
It got a bit bad last time because we used to just take the mick out of each other in the server that I rented. The friends that I've played it before, I would write things in train track and stamp it down next to them, then leave. And they weren't polite things, let's say. So it's good. Really, I'm back in. My brain's just taken over by it again.
Of course.
Unfortunately,
conveyor belts.
The other thing we did was started Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Woo!
Oh, that might be the case.
Oh, nice.
You do this as a group play thing, or do you just do it for yourself?
Yes, yeah, we play Resident Evil. There's 4 of us that get together and do it.
Okay. So by the time the next one comes out, you might have finished this.
Yeah.
Well,
how much have you done so far? Not like story spoilers, but like roughly how many hours? You've done a lot or not a lot?
We've done a lot of hours and not got very far.
Okay.
Because at least 3 of us out of the 4 of us have a very survival horror-esque brain. So I will go through a section and go, yeah, now reload it. I can do better than that. I've used too many bullets.
That's why you need a Lucy who has a guide.
She's not real. She's not real, Brad. We know it. We've replayed a lot of different sections, but we've sort of the first we've done. So is it the first? We've definitely done the first section of Grace.
Yeah.
And we've then been through that section with Leon after. So you do all the sneaky, then you just absolutely barge through with Leon.
So I've been Grace, I've been Leon, I've been Grace, I've been Leon, and now I'm Grace again. But those first few times you swap, you're usually doing different stuff. So the first time you play as Grace, you're in like the hotel. Then you play.
Right, yeah,
Leon.
I've done. Yeah, we did that.
It's kind of almost like a prologue. So I'm assuming what you're saying is you've done the
first bulk,
ward.
where she's sneaking away from the big thing.
Yeah, from the chef and Chunk. Or from the girl.
All that. Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm taking it very slow. I'm doing an hour or so a night. I'm there with Grace.
Right, cool. So we've just got to the next part of that.
Yeah.
So Leon whirls through the same area. It's obvious that he does that. I know. So it's not ruining anything.
I knew that anyway. How are you finding it so far then?
Absolutely love it. There are some absolutely fantastic comedy bits that don't ruin anything for me to say.
Yeah. I'm going to get another opinion.
Yep, there's that. The Leon comments are tremendous. Yeah. I do love the fact that the Magnum is called Requiem. I think that was necessary in life.
And the first time you shoot it is Grace. She goes like,
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah. The scene that everybody's seen with the doctor and the chainsaw, because that's one of the ones that was
7 to 10 business days to see.
It is absolutely ridiculous. So there's the whole scene is funny, and then it's a deadbolt on a wooden door that you're on the right side of just to undo the deadbolt. What does Leon do?
Oh, okay.
Snaps the chainsaw blade on the deadbolt on the wooden door.
Yeah, but even
it's just it's a mechanic for you to lose it. It's not. But it just made me laugh.
I think obviously if we just talk about like the Leon section now, it's definitely a refinement of the 4 remake. But it's so good. I think that moment encapsulates it. You got the zombie doctor with the chainsaw who's like slashing at you. You kill him, and then he usually drops the chainsaw, but the chainsaw is still on. So it starts spinning around on the floor, bouncing around, hitting zombies, or it hits you. Eventually it slows down.
The nurses dive to get it. Did you notice that? We did it a few times because we kept doing it quite badly. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I did do
horror moment. So we did it a few times.
The zombies start slashing around, don't they, at you?
Yeah.
Did you ever have it where they stabbed another zombie?
Yep, it went through him.
Yeah, it goes through him, and then the zombie's running at you with a chainsaw through its stomach, and it can like hit you with the chainsaw.
Well, naturally, you're trying to avoid his hands or back off, but the chainsaw reaches further than his hands.
The one that got me, which was the most impressed at, is one zombie had it, and I shot him in the leg, so he fell over. And then the chainsaw like hits the floor and grips the floor and pulls the zombie towards you. Like
I saw that too.
So the chainsaw is like a torpedo flying towards you.
I feel like the whole development of this game was chainsaw physics.
Yep. For that one scene, fantastic.
I've seen some incredible clips of being able to parry basically anything with the axe.
Yeah.
There's this guy with a huge arm who comes running at Leon, and he just parries him, and the guy just turns around. And he's like, "What?" I've got parried, and then he picks up a car and throws it at Leon, and he just goes ching with his axe.
Missile.
I've not played that much as Leon, because at this point in the story, you kind of do. That's kind of the only main like action sequence I've done so far, because it's all been like relatively short as Leon. Start as Grace, say, then you play a bit of Leon, and it's back and forth. But how have you found the Grace sections? Because I found them so scary.
Really good, really well done. There's a part where, because we've all seen the fact that there's the big thing, we'll just call it a big thing, the girl that chases Grace through sections, and just did you go back to light too often with her?
How do you mean?
So you keep running back to light rooms so that she doesn't. So if you keep going back to the same one, she smashes the light from the roof.
Oh no, she never did
smashed. That. Yeah, she stamps on the roof so that the light goes out.
Oh God.
because she's in the ceiling a lot of the time.
Yeah.
The way there's a bit you go through an area that you need to climb onto something to get an item, and she's about, and you go into that room and you hide under a like fallen over desk or something like that, and that creeped us out. When she comes walking, because you can see it fully that she's lurching into the room looking for you and cross about it, and she starts smashing things off the thing you're under.
But all the animations are cool. Like how a hand will like come from around the door frame, and even when you meet like Chunk later, who's another like big guy, he sort of like his head just appears. First time you meet him, his head just appears from around the corner. Oh God! But he's huge. Like imagine, he's like the size of the hallway.
Fills the cup.
Yeah, he's like a big gelatinous sort of like, it's a big like fat guy, I suppose. But he's like pulling himself through the hallway and he gets like stuck and you can see him like trying to force his way through. And then he'll like break door frames and that'll like come crashing down as he sort of like meanders towards you. And the animations are so creepy but so cool. You can't help but watch.
No,
I need to run.
The thing that got me was did you build any of these self-defense items that make zombies explode?
Yeah. You usually try and have like one of them on you.
Yeah. So
like
you can sneak up
as well.
Sneak up. It's like a chemical that she just injects into the back and they explode.
Yeah, the heads like swell up and then just
explode. When that's happened, the explosion of the zombie is all around whatever you're in. So if it's in a corridor, it's all splattered around the corridor, and it's there for quite a long time. However, if it's near a text document that you're going to read in the background, it's splattered over the text document.
Cool.
I thought that was really ace.
I've not seen that. That's a cool, interesting mechanic. I mean, the first time I headshotted a zombie, its head exploded. But when I say it exploded, Jesus, it's not happened every time since. But it was like really satisfying. And like the gore system's really good. Like you shoot them in the face and like their eyeballs pop out and it's like dangling around. So when they're walking towards you, it's like
the broken jaw. Really you can semi-detach a jaw, so the jaw's hanging on like its tendons and stuff. It's
really gruesome. And when they've got like no arm or something, the zombie, there's like bits of flesh,
stringy bits. Yeah,
it flops around and it's really intense.
I can only imagine the coding for all this. Everything you've just described.
So impressive.
It sounds really impressive.
I'm playing on a base PS5. It is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. Sometimes in the cutscenes it doesn't look as good. Like the character models look very Capcom. But they're not the best character models I've ever seen in my life. But when you play in it, the detail is incredible. Really,
how are you playing it? Are you in first with Grace?
Yeah, first with Grace, third is Leon, just like the regular.
We've done the same. We had so before you actually get there, you have to walk down a little street area.
Oh yeah.
It looks so good. It started making me feel a bit jippy.
Yeah.
That street. When we got out of the street, it was fine.
Yeah.
But it was the VR moment of feeling a bit jippy.
There's a few times I've been moving around and the way it moves, I'm like, this kind of feels like I'm in VR. I feel like I should be able to touch that, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre. But
we were wondering whether we could play it in first for a while, but you actually settle into it when you get inside. I think it's the perception of outdoors was what was doing it to a few of us. But that's to give you an idea of how good it looked.
Yeah. And another thing I think is really interesting, just a small little touch, which I thought might be a bit of a gimmick at first, but especially when you're playing as Grace in the hospital, there's loads of zombies around, obviously, but most of them have their own like personality. I think they've touched on it in some of the trailers. But there'll be like, you'll open the door and there'll be a maid and she's like rapidly cleaning this blood, but she's not cleaning it. She's just moving the blood.
She's making it worse because it's a broken mirror and she's smoothing her arm over it and smearing blood everywhere.
But she's like obsessed with cleaning. So
she has to do it. Yeah.
It's really interesting, to look at, but then it also comes into gameplay because if you kill a zombie, she'll want to come over and clean the zombie because you've made a mess. There's another one who turns lights on and off, so you want to turn lights on to like attract
to get him out of the corridor.
He wants to turn it off. And the chef is really creepy.
Yeah,
he's just a massive chef guy. I killed him. Yeah,
you killed him. How did you kill him?
The injector.
Yeah, so did we in the end, because
Yeah.
I had a few goes at him. We kept coming back to it, and
Yeah.
it sounds stupid, but I didn't twig to do that at first.
Mm.
I'm like, right, I'm getting the Requiem out after we saved it just to have a go at him. So I shot him. Nothing, didn't kill him. Right, okay, wait for him. I got another Requiem bullet. Right, great, gonna have a go. Got 2 bullets into him, got a couple of shots, and got into the pantry and was like, well, it's not worth the 2 bullets. So then later on we went, wait, this injector thing, let's try it.
One shot kill.
Yeah,
the first time you meet him and you're walking through the most realistic kitchen I've ever seen in a game, and you're like sneaking around as he's like chopping what I can only assume is like body parts.
He goes to 2 meat boards, doesn't he? From one meat board to another, and he's talking to himself, and then shouts next when he's ready to move on, like he's still trying to cook.
Yeah, and he's talking like meal time.
Are they like recently turned then? So they're keeping.
No, it's this evolution of the virus is keeping their memories.
Yeah.
Oh, so they don't they're not decomposing like a zombie would.
They are. They're hanging, but they're.
Yeah.
There was he then goes to a pot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He goes to a massive pot in the room and just starts splidging his hands in it, and it's all like grim, bloody bits, and then he starts shouting out, "It's no good," and leaves again.
Yeah. There was one zombie apologised to me when I killed it. He said sorry as it died.
It must have been a Canadian zombie.
Yeah. It just made me sad because you're like, okay, clearly these zombies are relatively cognizant. Yeah, so
they're not just flesh masses to be butchered.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds really good.
It is. You would hate it because it is scary.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of with there's that the guy who made Devil May Cry. I can't remember his name. Has come out and basically said because I think they thanked him because he made the original Resident Evil 2, didn't he?
Yeah.
And they thanked him for like the influence, and he's come out and basically said he really wish he could play it, but it's too scary. He wants a non-scary mode, and I am 100% down with him. I want that non-scary
graceless game.
Yeah,
I genuinely wish more people would play it.
Making the big bad Thomas the Tank Engine or Shrek. There you go.
Might be more creepy, to be honest.
Some cool bits. Grace is wearing the watch that was all over the place. You know, the watch the one she's wearing it in the game.
I thought Leon was.
No, she's wearing one of them. I think there was a couple, wasn't there? Yeah. Leon's number plate apparently is a good reference. I think it said ND 2, 4, 6, and 9.
Okay.
Not dead. It was in 2, 4, 6, and 9.
Nice.
Okay.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah.
And he didn't crash his Porsche. Well, yet.
There's definitely a lot of, or I believe I've not obviously finished it, but I believe there's a lot of good like references, but whilst also sort of like keeping itself pretty self-contained as well. Because so far I've not played all of them, so I'm not feeling too out of the loop. I feel like I know sort of what's being referenced and when. But definitely not very far through it, but really enjoying it.
Yeah, same. We were laughing. We knew somebody who has done it in about 9 hours, completed it, and we put probably 12 hours into it and barely done anything, but we're literally walking around like tourists looking at everything we possibly can. You don't need to. There's a button that appears to pick stuff up. Like, so you're running past, you might see just the flash of an A button. But we're like, ooh, look at those splats and how that works. And ooh, look. To tourists. Well, that was me anyway.
I think as well, one sort of quick last thought on it. I've actually forgot what I was going to say as the words are going on.
That's how quick that last thought was.
Yeah.
So moving on, that's you then, Ben, is it?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, the factory must grow.
Nice. Well, I've got a couple games, but I'm going to save one because this section has gone on longer than anticipated. So I'm just going to talk about one game this episode. That game is Wheel World.
Ooh,
Wheel.
Nice.
Is this like Happy Wheels?
I recognise the name. I feel like that's something I wanted to play.
Is it the bike one?
It's the bike one, yeah. So.
Oh no! Now I know why.
Yeah, it's like a cartoony. I want to say like Sable-like sort of aesthetic. sort of
like
black colours,
rollerdrome,
rollerdrome-ish,
yeah.
yeah, that sort of aesthetic. And it's basically just a biking game. You sort of wake up,
bicycling,
yes.
Thank you.
Not motorbikes. Sorry, push
motorbike cyclist over here.
So you sort of wake up as the cyclist, Ava, I think she's called, and you get greeted by a bike spirit called Scully, who basically wants to access the. It's been so long since I actually finished it. It's called like the sewer of souls or something like that. Anyway, but he can't access it because he doesn't have his special bike. Yeah. So you sort of team up with him, and the idea is basically to get all his bike parts back. So it throws you in this open world, and you sort of cycle around, and you do races or like little sort of like quests here and there to get rep. It's called like the currency, and then sort of beat the so many bosses because they each have a piece of this bike. So really fun. Sort of like going around. It reminded me a bit of like a Pokemon world, and I can't really describe why. But it kind of looks a bit Pokemon-esque, and I could imagine Pokemon being in this world, and everyone's like, you talk to them through text, but there'll be like someone blocking a path because you can't do that yet because you've got to
I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know what I mean, like little things like that. So so that's basically the game, just like sort of a nice chill bicycling game. And it's kind of not much more than that, for better or for worse. For me, I think it could be more complicated, and that would be probably better because it starts off really easy, like too easy. You're winning like all your races without really sort of like trying too hard. I think something like I've wrote down here, a gear system would be a bit more interesting. Like you have to go up in the gears. Now that does actually come into it later. You get one bike with a set of gears that you can use. It's not a mountain bike; it's parts. So you've got like, you know, your headlights, you got your front and back wheel, you got your frame, you got your handlebars, you got your seat, all these different sort of parts. Your train, and you can change out the train to a geared train, which gives you better top end speed, but you have to manage gears. But because it's an option, it feels so optional that you might as well just not, you know.
Right, yeah.
And you're winning without the top speed boost anyway.
Exactly. So I kind of felt like it could have been a bit more intricate. There is a jump system. Like if you pull back and then forward, you do like a little bunny hop, which is nice. But I feel like they could have maybe put some tricks in there.
I did think there might be some tricks in a bicycle.
Yeah, there isn't any.
Is it more like road biking than BMXing?
Yeah,
Spandex Warrior.
Yeah.
Even
is Scully dead because he didn't wear a helmet?
There's just these bike spirits. There's a few of them.
Oh, okay.
But like a stamina system could have worked because there's drafting, for example. Like you go behind it and you get like a boost gauge that you can use. But if there was more incentive to like let go of pedal when you were going downhill, you know, to like regain some stamina, but there's kind of no incentive. You might as well just hold, accelerate all the time.
You would have thought that would have been a thing.
So
does it control like a car racing game? You just like hold right trigger to go.
Yeah.
Or is it like you have to pump your legs like with A, like in GTA when you're on a bicycle?
No, it's like a car.
I was so too, Joe.
Yeah. It's physics wise don't feel like a car. It does feel like a bike. You know, in the way
GTA did it better.
You know, in the way you sort of like lean a bit into a turn and you don't turn much, and then all of a sudden you'll turn like fully. And it's a bit like that, and you can get off your bike and sort of like walk with it next to you and stuff. So that's all good. You can't reverse, which obviously you can't reverse.
Not even by putting your legs on the floor. Like,
no, you have to get off and like basically turn around. Things like that could have just been, you know, nice. If you just reverse by holding back and you would, your feet would go down and you just walk. Definitely would have improved it. I feel like they've maybe gone for quite a simple sort of approach for a reason, but I think it could have been more complicated. Now, the reason why I sort of think that is because it's split into two halves. So a first half, which is exactly as I just described then, probably a bit too easy, quite colourful, you know, nice. Then you get to the Sewer of Souls. And you go through the Sewer of Souls and it takes you to another place, and it's like a big industrial site. It's not supposed to be there. Essentially, it's capitalism, and capitalism is draining the energy of bikes, and it's a whole sort of like
makes everyone want to buy
commentary.
cars.
Well, you want like these automatic.
Stop saving the planet, man.
Yeah.
But the problem is that part of the game, it becomes the opposite. It kind of becomes too hard, but it doesn't become hard in the fact that it's more challenging because the cyclists are harder or anything. It's just like frustrating things. So in this area, there's a lot of like debris around because it's in like an industrial sort of thing. There's like scrapyard and stuff, and the debris on the floor. You don't often see because the draw distance isn't very good. You don't often see the debris till it's too late to turn.
Right.
You go over the handlebars.
And you'll hit into it, but then the way the physics are is it'll just kind of like automatically shift you like 90 degrees to the left. And you'll sort of just go off. Oh no.
Sounds very similar to my first experience of Night City. Oh, that was a corner. Oh, I've hit it.
Yeah.
So it was, and that was happening like a lot, to the point you kind of had to redo races constantly.
And just memorize where the debris was.
Yeah. And know when to make it.
Oh my God.
It makes it a bit harder because you get this rep points, which in order to unlock the next challenges, you need to hit certain like rep thresholds, like get 100 rep.
Was it a spawn-in issue, or was it you field of vision issue? Like things.
It was a spawn-in issue.
Oh, right, okay.
Spawning in
because you go in so fast, they're just not.
Yeah, they just
appearing.
weren't there. Yeah,
Right.
But so you need to get like say 100 rep to unlock the next challenge. Now you get rep from winning a race, but then you also get rep from maybe winning a race under a certain time. You get extra rep. You get rep from she's called Kat. She's not called Ava. She's called Kat because you can get the letters K-A-T in every race. Like you can find them.
Right. Okay.
And that'll get you rep. So in the first half of the game, every single race, pretty much first time, I was getting K-A-T, I was beating the time, and I was winning. Like every single race. So I was getting all the rep. So going into the second half, I kind of wanted to do that again. And that became more difficult because you're trying to get your KATs and you're doing fine, and you hit a bit of debris and you have to start again. And you can sort of get my sense of frustration at that point. Like you didn't need the debris to be, if you're going to put the debris in, just make it an aesthetic and there's no collision, because the other people, they do collide as well, and their AIs can be a bit rubbish, but sometimes they'll just randomly ram into you, but not like, it doesn't come across as like,
there's an aggressive thing.
Yeah. It just kind of comes across as a bit of a glitch, but then that'll like make you, lose control, and they'll be fine. And it's annoying. But then on top of that, if you crash or go into an out of bounds area, you'll respawn. You'll just put you back on the track. But sometimes it'll put you back on the track where you left off. Sometimes it'll put you back on the track way back, and you'll be like in 8th place. Kind of like how Mario Kart sometimes does it.
Yeah.
And it feels unfair, like you're falling off, but it's kind of put you back way further back than it needed to. And then sometimes it'll put you back where you left off, and you'll still be winning when you carry on.
They must have huge overlapping like hazard zones that it can't plonk you back into because it's in another hazard zone.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
But it kind of got to the point where the first half of the game was really, really chill, fun. Relatively, you can definitely see it as being maybe a bit boring because it wasn't that challenging, but it wasn't trying to be anything else. It was like 3 hours of like chill.
Then the switch was flipped.
Yeah, then it went to hell.
The game doesn't get any like better. It just gives you more frustration. So then you've got kind of a bit of a slog at the back end of 3 hours where it's not chill anymore. You're not getting that nice chill experience. You get a frustrating experience.
Which would be good if it wasn't like if it wasn't frustrating.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it needs.
If it was game design choice and not by accident.
Yeah.
I've also never heard the phrase sewer of souls. I mean, if there was anything sounding awful rather than, the happy river to take you to heaven of your soul. No, the sewer. It's going to be shite.
It's like a set of pipelines. I think it's called the sewer of souls. It's like a set of pipelines, and that takes you to like this biking sort of kingdom of heaven sort of thing. Like when you eventually beat the industrial area, you go to where you were supposed to. It's like mountains and clouds, and it's all nice. And the game, I actually thought it was unlocking another area, and I was like, I can't do this again.
I can't do it.
But it wasn't. It was.
There's clouds in the way.
Yeah.
And judging by how much they switched up last time.
Yeah.
I think as a whole, I'd say it was a nice enough game to just play as like a palate cleanser. It was different, and that's what I appreciated about it. I've not played a game like it. I definitely think they could do more with a sequel, which hopefully that'll happen. Who knows? But as like a bike enthusiast, which I'm not, for example, one of my friends on Xbox, I've not spoke to him for years, but at high school, he was a massive BMXer. So all the first few races, his times were popping up. So it's like, clearly he's played this game because he's interested in bikes. But, a couple hours in, I started to notice his times weren't anywhere. So I imagine he dropped off. Yeah. So I don't think it's enough for like a cyclist sort of enthusiast to sort of stick with it because there's not enough
detail by the sound of it.
Yeah. Or substance there. And then
there's
it gets
not a lot of bicycle games, to be fair.
No.
There's a couple that are like treated like skateboard games.
Yeah.
Where it's like BMX doing tricks, but there's not really, all the racing games are usually motorbikes. There's not a lot of
Bring back Road Rash, sorry.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
not a lot of games like that.
Put sticks in people's spokes. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd still recommend giving it a go if you like the look of it. But yeah, it's hard to recommend the whole package because it gets frustrating back end. But it's fun to just experience for a bit. Nice chill game.
You get a lot of customization with your bikes as well, don't you?
Yeah, but even then, like I didn't feel like you pretty much get a new piece every first time you beat a race. And I was just using those. I wasn't going out to buy new stuff because it's laid out in a way. There's not like a menu you can scroll through where everything is. You have to go to a vendor and they'll have a few items and you can look at them.
Okay. I assumed it was just like, because I'm sure I've seen like a hot dog bike and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can get all that. That is still there. But again, you have to go to a vendor that has that. But you'll only have like 3 items.
I didn't think it'd be parts. I thought it'd literally just be buy a new bike.
No, it is all parts. Yeah. So you could get like the hot dog frame and not the hot dog handlebars.
Hot dog frame with mustard handlebars.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, that's
wheels.
That's been me until next time where I've got my other game to talk about. But that'll be a bit of a longer one, so I won't go into it.
To be fair, you did talk about Resident Evil as well.
I did. Yeah. So yeah, shall we move on to?
But-ba-doo, it's the news.
It's actually quite a short news section this time.
Yeah,
there's one big piece.
We got all our news is out last episode.
Yeah.
So much news.
So let's probably start off with the biggest one, which is the next gen Xbox has been teased by Xbox themselves.
We were speculating last episode.
We were, but they've actually come out.
It's kind of been announced because it will come out. It's not just like a tease or a.
Yeah. It's like when they announced.
Right,
it's like when they announced Project Scorpio or Project.
The
last one was. It is official. There's no specs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's no specs. There's no look at it. There's no release date. But it's the start of the next gen cycle.
They've kind of told us what it is.
They've said it's going to be like a hybrid, didn't they? Where you're going to have Steam stuff on it and Xbox stuff on it.
Yeah,
or like PC storefronts.
So the wording is, and I think they've been very particular with the wording. They have called it a console.
Yeah.
But they've said the next gen Xbox console will play your Xbox games and PC games.
Yes.
So I think that's quite. At least this is like based on the
not
wording.
Steam. Microsoft Store then.
Well, Epic, Tim Sweeney, is it from Epic? He has said previously that the Epic Game Store will be on the next gen Xbox.
Yeah, I think we covered that, didn't we?
Yeah. So it at least opens that, and looking at like the ROG Ally,
it would make sense. Yeah,
that Steam will be on there because it's going to be a Windows-based platform. And continuing on from that, they are releasing like the Xbox Big Picture sort of mode to PCs in general. I think in April, the update starts rolling out. So it's going to be an extension of that. It's just going to be Windows Xbox mode. That's hopefully by the time the new Xbox has come out, hopefully it'll be refined.
Stable.
Yeah. I think a hybrid's probably a good way of looking at it, to be fair. A hybrid of a console PC.
Yeah.
I mean, they are
Because-
kind of PCs anyway, consoles, to be honest. They just
Well,
Yeah, they just got their own interface.
Yeah.
I think it is important to distinguish the two, because I wouldn't say they are
Yeah.
PCs, because PCs has the connotation that you can download any game on it. It doesn't mean the game will run. Gonna have to tweak it, but then you've also got, it's like an open source platform. Consoles are intentionally closed.
Yeah, but you can optimize for them.
So on your ROG,
but you can't. Someone else,
yeah,
a developer do.
We might talk about this later, but on your ROG, can you go into like Word? Onto it.
Yeah, it is a PC.
So-
it boots up into the Xbox big picture mode, quote unquote, and then you can go into Windows. Whether or not the next gen Xbox console allows you to do that,
I think they'll probably remove that feature.
Maybe. I think they'll have inbuilt
just
stores.
Storefronts. Yeah.
I don't think you'll be allowed to download new stuff onto it. I think it'll be a lot. This is speculation entirely, but I think it'll be a locked down Windows system with storefronts on it, and then there'll be like an app store of stores you can maybe download onto it.
Yeah, that probably sounds
that you can
more
view within
accurate.
it. That'd be interesting. But I think the distinction of them calling it a console that will play your Xbox games is important, because if you buy a PC or an Xbox ROG Ally, for example, you can't play console games. If the console game is on PC, you can. But if it's not, you can't play the console game. And that's what a lot of people's disappointment with the ROG was, that you can't get.
It's only the Play Anywhere games, isn't it? That are on
It's not only Play Anywhere games, because some games aren't Play Anywhere, but they are also on PC. You just don't have the cross save. The Play Anywhere sort of indicates it's the cross purchase and the cross save.
Not having Monster on it as the same save put me off buying one.
Yeah. So some Monster Hunter, probably the newer ones, are Play Anywhere, but the older ones.
No, Wilds isn't. It's not a Play Anywhere game. That's what put me off.
Getting there you go.
Because I wouldn't be able to bring all my stuff over and play it on the go. I'd have to start again.
Yeah, because that comes down to the developer themselves has to sort of make the decision. Whereas this will be, okay, it can play all the Xbox games, it can play your backwards compatibility games, it can play your early Xbox One games or Xbox Series games that aren't on Play Anywhere. It can play all those, but then it can also play PC. Whereas at the moment, PCs can't do all that other stuff. Now, there is a rumor, I think from GDC, it's been sort of hinted at anyway, that they're bringing a better backwards compatibility to PC, so that PC will have a better catalog of old Xbox games. How that works, we will see. But
if you are a archaic person with a disk drive in their PC, can you put an Xbox disc in it?
Won't do anything.
No, if you had like an Xbox emulator on your PC, would it read that disc? Or would you only read from like a downloaded ROM?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't think it will
release that.
No.
Like Microsoft could release their own version of that to play an Xbox game on your PC.
Yeah, I imagine it'll read. It's just a CD, but I just don't think it can do anything with the
code that's on it. Yeah.
No, I don't think we've said yet that it's called. They're calling it Project Helix. So if you hear anything about Project Helix, this is this new Xbox. That's coming out.
It's quite aptly named as well, because as a double helix is two strands woven together, and that'd be PC and Xbox.
Oh, there you go.
Nice thinking.
True.
Yeah.
As Brad just alluded to then as well, and everybody, the backwards compatibility has been talked about a lot at GDC. I'm assuming they're wanting to maybe get to that point where you can put your 360 games into your Series X now? I don't think you can.
I did with Driver.
Yeah, you can just put it straight in.
Yeah,
I think they're looking at doing
the 360 version of the faceplate.
I think they're looking at doing more because not every game. I didn't know this till the other day, but actually, Fable 2
is not.
You can't do that with. So there's still a lot of games that they haven't done that with. It's on Game Pass, strangely enough, but you have to boot into the 360.
You do for every 360 game.
Yeah,
a lot of the time you're just installing it anyway, aren't you? Onto a newer console.
Yeah,
so it's more than likely just downloaded rather than actually running off the disc. The disc is just going, it's all right.
Yeah, you've got it's your key.
Yeah,
getting into the game. Yeah, it's interesting that they've announced it now. Like obviously, Asha Sharma has just taken over as CEO. As she just thought we need to come out with a bang.
I thought this was interesting too because I've seen a lot of people online being like, she's starting off with a bang. And all I'm thinking in the back of my head is, this was all set up before she joined.
Yeah. Whether or not the announcement was set up, we don't know.
Sarah Bond
I imagine,
talked about the ROG being the future of, or something similar to the ROG would be the future
but
of
also
Xbox. So this must have been in the works.
The GDC panel would have been set up a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was intended to be private and they've just sort of like made it more public, maybe. Because they have also said the developers will be getting dev kits early 27. Or starting in 27. So does that mean... I don't know what that means for the release date of the console. I don't know how early in a console's life cycle people get dev kits.
I had a little look into it. And I think they did the exact same thing with the Series X. In early 2020, they gave out the dev kit.
And then in 2020, it released.
Yes.
Yeah. But how do you get games turned around for them?
I don't know.
Unless they're already working on it and basically they get the dev kit and they probably have like rough specs.
Yeah, teams at Xbox will get the dev kit, I assume. Yeah. They'll have rough specs, but like third-party teams.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more about that, I suppose.
I wonder if there'll be a developer shift to the newer generation, because didn't the price for all the Xbox Series X dev kits just go up last year?
It did, yeah.
Yes.
So maybe because they're giving away new ones for this like new generation, they might stop working on this generation sooner than we thought.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's where we're at with Project Helix. Anyway, we don't know much yet. I'm sure more will start to come out over the coming months, but I suspect it'll probably go quiet for a little bit. I'm always the most excited for these things, seeing what they look like.
Yeah, so they never reveal that till like the very end.
See if it fits in my living room.
Yeah.
They only made a white one. Great.
Yeah. Two months before. Yeah.
A lot of the concept art I've seen of it is flat. It looks quite flat rather than stood up.
Again, it is just concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw some like teased images and it looked like it might still have that vent, that's on the top of the Series X. But maybe it's
a good airflow system.
Yeah.
Unless you vape through it, apparently.
Well, yeah.
It's interesting too that like we've talked about it in the past and there's been many rumors about the next gen being delayed. This doesn't sound like Xbox want to delay.
True, but then again, it just depends on how long the development process is going to be. Like we said, this could just be first brain fart.
I don't think it's coming out next year.
I doubt it's the first brain fart.
No, probably not. But
working on it for a while.
I think 28 at the earliest.
I'd heard rumors that they'd looked at even like potentially not doing a next gen, but like when Asher Sharma came in, but they were too far and they'd spent too much money on development that they couldn't cancel it. Now that is complete speculation. But,
wouldn't it just be a tax write-off if they did cancel it, like all these other companies?
Yeah, it only writes off like the 20% though.
Which part of the studio's getting shut down for that?
Yeah.
Too soon?
It is interesting. We will see if it comes out next year, I suppose. I don't think it should, but
no, I'm sort of more hopeful for 28. But then also
they've barely shut down the last generation, have they? One's still going, so why would they bring another?
Unfortunately, these things are planned years in advance, and with the growing prices of everything, you'd think they would delay. But maybe they're more thinking we need to get it out now. You don't
think there's no RAM left.
I
think if they delay it, say by a year, I don't think that will give them any time to like improve the system. So it'll still be like a 2027 system coming out in 2028.
That's what my thinking is.
But it would give developers more time to make games, so it'd have a good roster when it came out.
It's just whether or not it's as much of a, for like the enthusiasts when they see it, like, oh, this technology, consoles are always out of date anyway compared to PCs. Yeah. But it'd be like an extra year out of date. And when these things move so quickly.
Well, within 10 years.
Are they kind of locked into releasing to this 7-year schedule?
Well, they have already started talking a little bit, not about specs, but about performance, because they've said it's going to be an order of magnitude better path tracing and ray tracing.
Okay.
So people say, it's 10 times because that's obviously a magnitude, but whether it's just a figure of speech or not, everyone's running with the 10 times as powerful.
Until they start coming out with the petaflops, I'm not interested in.
It'd be interesting.
But we'll move on to the next piece of news, and this one's a bit doom and gloom. It's the dynamic pricing from PlayStation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just PlayStation. There are others on there that do.
Well, I think that's definitely a distinction worth making, because I know myself, when I read PlayStation trialing dynamic pricing, I think they were trialing it late last year, but it's starting to become more prevalent.
They're kind of trialing it. I think they're trialing it every country bar Japan and America at the minute.
Yeah, I think even America, I think it's rolling out to now.
Okay.
But when I see dynamic pricing, I think of like Ticketmaster. Yeah, you've got big tickets that are £60, but if you get them 10 minutes too late, they're now £100 because so many people bought them, and then they're 120, and then before you know it, people are spending £300 on Oasis tickets, and it's not even resale; it's just Ticketmaster's dynamic pricing.
And they're terrible seats.
I think Sky.
Yeah.
I think Sky, because Sky have had that thing for a lot of years that it didn't matter if you had been with them for a decade, you never got any offers. You never got any. Yeah. Obviously, that's a bit different now, but that was all. Yeah, unless you cancelled.
I think the government tried to step in, but obviously not successfully. But it happens with insurance. Every year, I ring up my car insurance saying you've put my premiums up £200. Ring them up saying I've got a better offer somewhere else. Then they match it to the penny, and like, why couldn't you have just done that in this place? It's so much.
Because of the guys that don't ring up. It's the guys that don't ring up is what makes it worth it.
Yeah. So that's what I think of, and that's what most people think of when you hear dynamic pricing. This is kind of the opposite.
I think that what they're doing is more insidious than the other version, because they're using your data.
Okay, let's explain what it is. Yeah, let's explain what it is. Basically, a game is set £70, and that game is now going on offer. The amount it goes on offer is dependent on the person or the region that they're in. That's definitely not more insidious than it's £70, but depending on when you get to it, it's now £80, £90, £100.
No, I think because it's on a more personal level. It's using things about you to give you different prices. Like it might be you buy it for, or say like a reviewer gets to buy it for a certain price, and it's discounted for them because they play a lot of racing games. They get a racing game that's a certain price. They go, oh, this is the price.
Gets it for free.
Yeah, well, not all reviewers.
Yeah.
Or so like us, we wouldn't get games for free, but we review them.
Yeah, okay.
But then we say, oh, it's this price, and then someone else goes to buy it. Go, hang on, no, it's not. It's like £10 more than you said. What are you saying? Even if it's on discount.
Yeah, I don't think
they just don't play as many racing games.
I don't think it's fair by any means, but I definitely don't think it's as bad as Ticketmaster and all that.
It's one of them where it opens the door for using the data in different ways. Like, say, it might be someone doesn't play a lot of games, but they have an Xbox, and they end up with a 50% discount over someone that plays a lot of games, and they only get 10% discount.
It wants you to get. They want you
in the ecosystem.
He's going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And I get how that's bad, but the way I look at it, it's dynamically adjusting how cheap you get the game rather than how expensive you get the game. And that's where I make the distinction.
It should be the same discount across the board. It shouldn't.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, a discount is a discount at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's as simple as same discount globally, because I think different, economies.
Well, say everyone in the UK market is the same price for them.
Yeah,
that's the idea of percentage.
You wouldn't do London pricing on a game online, would you?
No, but then you do have. Although I can argue that I'd understand that because, But the thing is, it comes down to the same thing as like what Xbox do, which is personalized. What's it called? Personalized discounts, and they're random. Well, I don't think they're random. It uses your data, but once a month you might get, you've got 10% off racing games. Enjoy. And I see that more as a benefit rather than everyone else is disadvantaged.
But does not everyone else? Could they not discover that offer? Like if they went to racing games, would that 10% not also be there for them? And it's just been advertised to you.
No,
is it? I thought it was personally advertised discounts. I thought they were still there.
There are personalized discounts.
I think that's very well be personalized adverts.
Yeah, I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's too bad.
As dramatic as people making out.
Yeah, because it is just...
It's bad, but not the end of the world, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd
would
be
nice
open
if everyone
arms
got
if
the
it was
same
like
discount.
the supermarkets or whatever. If say you buy a lot of milk and then your neighbour doesn't, but because you buy a lot of milk, you don't get a discount, and the neighbour does because they want them to start buying milk.
Yeah, no.
Just like a cereal.
I used to work in Sainsbury's, and people got personalised coupons.
Is it not universal across the whole Nectar card?
Nope. Everyone got different ones depending on
that's shitty as well.
habit. Yeah, so you've spent £100 every time you come in, so you get a £10 voucher because it's like 10% of your average spending. You get a £10 voucher off your next shop. But someone who only spends £50 will get a £5 voucher off the next shop. Granted, in that case, it's still 10%.
It's still 10%. Yeah,
but it wasn't always like quite like that. You know, if you spend 70 quid regularly, you'd still get £5 rather than £10. You know, so
there's thresholds to it.
Yeah, if you buy a lot of a certain type of milk, you've got certain coupons of milk. So they do still do that. You know, it's still personalized, and you know, I still see it as, you know, oh, it's great. I'm getting this reward rather than everyone else is losing out.
I definitely don't like the fact that people get different discounts. It just seems scummy, to be fair, and it's not really. It's not really from a data point of view.
No.
To me,
because you're advantaging off someone else's disadvantage because they have to pay more for it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's fair. I think like they should. Surely you just put one discount down, and that's
have a price, and it's that price.
But what my argument there would be, so this dynamic pricing only seems to be happening at the moment when a game is discounted. Yeah, so the game's discounted 10% for you, or 20% for me, or 30% for Jake. Yeah, that's fine. If they then just did the same discount across the board, it would be 10% for everyone.
That's fine.
You know I mean, they wouldn't make it 20% in the middle. They would make it 10%. So all that's happening then is people who otherwise would have got a better deal are now getting a worse deal.
Yeah, I suppose you don't. Yeah,
well, then there's no one else losing out. No one's losing out.
Yeah, but no one's losing out in the long term because everyone will get these personalized deals, and eventually one will land for you where you're like, oh, that's great. I can get this game that I otherwise might not have bought, but now I can get it for 50% off.
I think it's also bad for like surely the publishers or the devs, because how much is their game selling for? Especially if it's a third party game.
Yeah, I don't know who loses. Yeah, is it the devs, the publishers, or is it Sony?
It's
not going to be Sony.
It's not going to be Sony losing their 30%, is it?
No.
So I don't think it should be a thing, but I agree that it's not as bad as other horrendous actions that Ticketmaster and their airlines are doing. Because honestly, I think that should be illegal, hands down.
Me too.
But
and I think the difference is
I think it's a good thing. Yeah, it's still a bad thing.
There's scarcity in tickets. Yeah, there's not scarcity in digital purchases.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they still cost more than physical. Somehow.
Yeah. You can buy infinite if you want.
It's complicated. In an ideal world, everyone would get the same discount, and it would be a decent discount rather than the minimum.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see how it develops, because at the moment
it's getting a lot of pushback, and it's only like they're only testing the waters. So
could it become something where prices do go up?
Yeah, exactly.
Or who knows?
Like the people who get the dynamic discounts are getting what the release would have been like 5 years ago. But now all games are $80.
And we've got one last little piece of news, which is, unfortunately, is it Nagoshi Studios?
Yeah.
They're in a bit of trouble because the publisher, which is NetEase, has basically, I think they've come out and said that they need another 7,000 yen, not 7,000 yen, because that would be
billion
$7.
It's about $40 million to finish their game. Their game is Gang of Dragon. I think it was announced at Summer Games Fest.
Yes,
by the ex-Yakuza founder, as in the game Yakuza, not ex-Yakuza boss. I think he also did Super Monkey Ball.
Really?
Wow, what a title.
Yeah. So his new studio is working on the new game Gang of Dragons, which is kind of like a spiritual successor, sort of Yakuza type game. It got really good fan reception at Summer Games Fest, but allegedly they're going to need another $40 million to finish the game. So NetEase is pulling away funding starting May, I think. Now, obviously that sounds doom and gloom again. what's going to happen in the studio, what's going to happen to the game. It's not all disastrous because NetEase have said if anyone wants to come in and finish the project, and I assume pay for what NetEase have paid, continue to work on the game. A lot of the time this happens and they're not allowed to work on that game anymore because NetEase have funded it and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the end.
So they are allowing the license to make it.
Yeah, but they are allowing someone else to come in and sort of buy back the game in the studio and finish.
Unfortunately, it's just another tale of one of these publishers who just don't understand how much goes into making games.
NetEase, I believe, over COVID invested a lot of money into like Western studios and stuff, and outside of China studios fundamentally.
Yeah.
And they're starting to pull back a lot.
And then it costs what?
Yeah. Well, and they're starting to invest more in like sure bets and like mobile datas.
Is it NetEase that do Marvel Rivals?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it is.
Yeah.
So they're sort of investing into those sort of games that'll make them bank.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the fan reception for Gang of Dragon was so good that I'd like to think people would jump on board.
Fingers crossed. Because it did look good. It did look very good. I want to end on a little bit of a positive that we didn't have written down in our
Before you go positive, I do want to interject with a little bit of negative. I did mean to say last time, but we had so much news last time. The digital verification for age has fully come through on Xbox now. So if you want to use Discord, you've got to give them like your credit card or your ID or whatever.
Yeah.
If you've been like, look, every time you boot your Xbox, it says, "Oh, will you verify your age so you can keep doing this?" I thought, "Oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen." It has finally happened, and I struggled to get voice chat working with Jake last time when we played Space Marine. We had to do it over the phone, Discord, because the integration, because it was cross-platform. I couldn't add him as a friend, so I couldn't talk to him. Everything was like muted. Discord wouldn't even pop up. It didn't appear as a tab. Yeah. So not only did Discord have their age verification thing, but Xbox now has it.
I just did it, to be honest. Yeah. When you first asked, I was like, I can't be asked for this in 6 months.
I got a credit card just to do it. Because I'm not doing the whole face scan
thing. You need
a
credit card?
Yeah, debit cards don't work.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be 18 to have a line of credit.
I'm sure I did it, but I didn't do it with a credit card.
I just did the face scan.
Yeah, I think I did the face scan.
I did the face scan with Discord.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
And I set my Xbox on fire, so
it's definitely annoying.
Yeah,
definitely don't like it, but hey ho.
And it's not as like out there and telling you that this is all the stuff it's not going to be able to do. It just says
still have
social features.
I still have the moment. I've had an Xbox account for the last 15 years.
Mine's
how can I be under 18?
Yeah, exactly. You could be 16, Ben.
Yeah.
Well,
I reckon you've had
I came out playing games as soon as I was born. Bam!
The factory was growing from age 1 minute.
But to end on the positive I was going on about, a very quick one. Poketopia is selling gangbusters to the point where you can't buy it in most stores these days physically. It's sold out. It's been selling that well.
Wow.
That you can't.
You always
buy
add a T to Pokopia.
Yeah, it's Pokopia.
Pokopia. Poketopia.
It's Pokopia.
Poketopia sounds way better.
It doesn't.
I don't think it does.
Right, sounds like a place.
Then.
Yeah, we'll have to ask in the Discord what sounds better.
Because it helps you cope with real life.
There you go. Apparently it's really addictive. I've got some friends who have played it. Really
Which is good. It's nice to see them have a win. They are actually starting to get a bit of a positive sentiment about Pokemon games now. Yeah. People liked ZA, the new
because they're not barren.
Waves. ZA is, but Wind Waves has been positively received.
Yes,
and then this game has been obviously very positively reviewed. So
it's like the highest detail Pokemon game that's been released, I think, with the amount of stuff you can do in it.
Yeah, it's cool. And also like all the different iterations of Pokemon they've done. I can't remember them now, but I think they did there's a Snorlax who's
covered in moss.
Yeah, covered in moss. He fell asleep for too long.
Yeah.
No, they're not even like different. They're not even like different variant.
Oh
no. Just it's just a Snorlax that lost a battle or something and fell asleep, and then fell asleep for so many years that it got
so slow moving.
Moss.
Yeah,
And there's
Like a
others.
sloth.
Yeah.
There's a really sad Pikachu one that like used all its energy to
help its friends.
Help its friends.
Yeah.
And now it can't charge electricity and it's gone white.
It's like pale.
Like, oh.
Yes. It's really sad.
I have seen a really sad one actually, where to summon a Cubone, you have to put down a gravestone and like 4 patches of grass around it, and it says, "My mother would have really loved this place." The story of Cubone having that bone helmet as it's his mum's helmet every time. It was so sad.
Here in the fields.
Yeah. Damn Lavender Town.
Well, that's the news.
Yeah. Shall we quickly do the socials before jumping onto our special segment? So our socials are gaminggarnish@gmail.com if you want to email us. We're on all of the social media platforms. X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook. I always forget. We don't actually do much posting, to be honest. We just kind of post the episodes
on there. Yeah.
But still, we are there. The main place is
the odd meme.
Yeah. The main place is the Discord, where we do chat quite a lot. Yeah, it's just a good place. So come and join us there.
It's a fun place to be. Loads of chatter.
It is. And we've been posting all the videos to YouTube. So we're also
and don't forget about Retro Wednesdays with Ben.
Streaming. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it was Doom 64 the last one you did.
Yeah, and I did really well, by the way. I didn't die once.
I'm so
just saying. It was uneasy. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know there was difficulty settings on the original Doom.
Same. You did better than Duke Nukem then.
Yeah, way better. Oh god.
Nice.
Just didn't stop dying on Duke, did I?
So with that, let's move on to the special segment. So this episode, we've decided to do a special segment all on handheld gaming. That's because we've all recently-ish, been playing our handhelds. So we thought it was a good time to talk about them.
Yeah, it's definitely been like a handheld. When did you get your ROG, Brad? Like 5 months ago?
End of October, I think it was.
So really that long ago? Wow.
Yeah, I think that's when it came out. Yeah.
And you still can't buy one?
Well, they are hard to get. You can every now and then, but...
Yeah. You got to keep your eye on it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about my ROG for the video viewers at home. There it is on the screen.
Oh, I should have brought my Steam Deck. I never thought we were visual.
The Xbox ROG Ally X, that's mine. Jake, what have you got?
I've got a Steam Deck OLED.
You do? You're going to show that on screen?
I am not, because it's in the other room.
No. I brought props.
Well, to make up for you two, don't have a console room. I have 2 I can show here.
I'll go get it while Joe's showing his.
A 2DS that I've modded, and a PS Vita, which I've also modded.
Awesome.
Nice.
Which is not technically the most legal.
I mean, I can nip next door and get mine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everyone knows what one looks like. Jake's going to show us.
It's going to look the same as his.
It is.
Yeah.
Although I think the OLED is translucent, isn't it? Slightly.
Oh, is it like a cloudy one?
No, the same. The only difference is they've got a red
button. Yeah, the power button's got red on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. There's actually one other small difference. The toggles. Why can't I think of the name?
The analog sticks.
The analog sticks are all black, whereas on the Steam Deck,
mine's got a grey.
The grey on the underneath. Yeah.
Well,
that's it. And then the screen, obviously, as well.
Yeah. You have to use your imagination then to imagine what Ben's looks like.
Oh, for God's sake!
He's going.
He's doing it. He's going.
Run, Ben, run! For anyone listening to this on audio, is going to be like, "What the hell is going on?"
I'm going to put technical difficulties over this.
Good idea.
Yeah. Is he coming back? Just noticed the TV on the floor in his room.
Yeah, mine's like that in the kitchen at the minute.
Yeah, nice.
He's out of breath.
It was downstairs.
Jeez. Nice.
Oh, yeah,
I can actually
see the grey. See the grey. Wow.
Awesome. So who wants to kick us off with a little bit of handheld chat?
So I think I got my Steam Deck before everybody else got
I think you did.
anything handheld, didn't they?
Yes.
So the story of my Steam Deck was I didn't know whether I was going to do what I did with my Switch.
And just put it in a drawer.
Put it in a drawer, basically. So I debated it for a long, long time. And then I managed to get one. It's one of the older ones, 500. I ran up and down the stairs.
You volunteered to talk first.
500 gig storage, and I've never looked back, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think the structure of the verified thing works really, really well.
Yeah,
over the games
like
that are
Steam Deck
optimized for it.
verified, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good system. I know the ROG has a similar version of that. It's not quite. I don't think it's quite as robust, but it is there. There is still something.
If something is Steam Deck verified, will it run well on the ROG?
Yeah. If it runs on the Steam Deck, it'll run on the ROG.
Right, okay.
It's basically just a more powerful version, isn't it? So there shouldn't be any issues.
I didn't know if it was like an interface or like coding thing that they.
No, not usually. No,
because the Steam Deck's like Linux based, isn't it? Rather than Windows.
Yeah, but it still runs the same.
That's a big moment, isn't it? So yeah, the Steam Deck is Linux based. It has its own version of Linux, doesn't it?
Yeah, Linux is an open platform anyway, so it's like a
the compatibility layer which
Yeah.
Steam Deck has, which is good.
Even like the what is it called? Like the maybe verified, the yellow, the caution. one.
So it basically does a tiered system, doesn't it? It's not just it works, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
The warnings are some text might be a little small, or it won't be the best.
It's not
pan rate.
It's not been, the Steam Deck hasn't been thought about when it's been optimized. So I tried XCOM 2 on Beth's before I bought mine, and the control layout was awful because it hadn't had the controller inputs put into it. Basically, it was as if you were playing it on a PC.
But if you plug a controller in and you're playing the PC version, I would have thought it would work.
You can mouse and keyboard it,
but and you could change. Obviously, you could change the buttons, but because I'd played it on PlayStation, I was used to the buttons, and it was not working the same. So you just have to fiddle around with stuff. But that's a maybe. That was like a caution.
It's complicated how it works, because I know when I'm playing games, sometimes if I don't press a button for a while, it reverts to thinking it's a PC. So the button prompts will turn into PC prompts.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Until you press a button and it'll it sorts itself out. But I know I tried to download the PlayStation, what's it called? The cloud streaming sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation.
Portal? No, the Portal's the actual thing, isn't it?
What's it called?
PlayStation Now?
I've got
it. No, not the. When I say cloud stream, so that's one. Just where you stream from your console.
Onto
Remote Play. PS Remote Play.
Yeah. So I tried to download that, but PlayStation Remote Play only works with a PlayStation controller. So if you do it on your phone, you have to hook a controller up to it.
You can actually do that with the PS Vita. You can do PS4, PS3, and PS5.
Nice.
That's nice. I did not know that. That is very cool.
See, I couldn't get it working, so I had to download a third-party PlayStation Remote Play thing, which is its own thing, so that tricks it into thinking that the Xbox controller that's on there built into the device is a PlayStation controller. And then
I think it's the same for the Steam Deck, to be fair. You have to download a specific app. That then kind of like reroutes the PS Remote Play. So I can play my PS5 through my Steam Deck, streaming.
Yeah.
I can do that.
And there's definitely, they're all basically PCs. At least ours, well, not Joe's. We'll get to that shortly. But like mine's a Windows PC, yours is a Linux PC. But there is still that fiddling that you have to do sometimes to just get something to work. It's not always that straightforward. Now,
of course, I'll just quickly go over the PS Remote Play thing. That it works really well, but I cannot for the life of me figure out how to do it where I can go out the house and get onto another Wi-Fi and get it to work. I have to be connected to the Wi-Fi.
That is Remote Play, though. I think Portal has a version.
You can do it. I've looked into it, and it is doable. You've just got to jump through a few hoops, and I can't seem to get through the hoops.
It's the hair.
Yeah, I think it's too much.
Catches every time.
But it is pretty cool that it can do that.
So when I decided to get the Xbox Rogue Ally, I was looking at a PC based handheld for a while, and I was looking at I think I was probably looking at the Steam Deck before the OLED was announced. And when the OLED was announced, I was even more tempted to get that. The only thing that always put me off was the fact that it is only Steam. Now, I think Steam is great. I really do. And I think the Steam Deck big picture mode is great. I really, really like all that. My problem was I have all these games on Game Pass that I want to get to. I've essentially got, quote unquote, for free that I just want to give a go. And I can't do that on Steam Deck unless I'm playing, like streaming it. So I wanted a system that had Game Pass. So when Xbox announced this, I was like, that is probably the one for me. So I saved up and I got it. And for the most part, it does exactly what I want. It does just play Game Pass games easily. I can play my Steam games. And it just does everything I want. But that was my driving force for getting the Xbox Series X over the Steam Deck. Not necessarily just because it was more powerful, which it is. It was mainly the Game Pass thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was leaning to as well. That's why I remember at the time, itching to see what they released and how good it was going to be. Similar moment, a handheld for me is something that I can pick up and put down, and it is just there. Having to log in and stream something just doesn't work for me. You
it's
can't,
too much process.
Yeah.
Whereas literally click it, it's on. Boom.
Factorio.
That was really quick. I'm going to do a little test on mine because I have to put mine into hibernate mode rather than sleep mode. We talked about that on another episode. But it still boots pretty quick. It still does the boot sequence, it loads in. So it takes a second. We're probably talking 15 seconds total. Not quite there yet. Now I'm in Windows. It just looks like Windows.
And you log in.
So now I'm on to the game, which I'll talk about at some point in the future. A little bit of a spoiler for anyone who's wanting to see. There you go. Look at that.
Nice.
Game.
So
still booting quick, and it boots up where I left off, which is exactly what you want for a handheld. You're
exactly
booting it up every time from fresh.
The game was running in the background. I'd just been looking at something else, so that's how quick the Steam Deck goes from its sleep mode, and that is what I wanted, but with an Xbox game, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And it's just not quite there. But I've learnt more towards Steam since I got the Steam Deck.
It's really converted you, Ben. To be fair,
it really has.
I was back to old podcast episodes. You're very Xbox.
Yep,
as
very
soon
much.
as you got the Steam Deck, it's kind of converted you to PC.
It's not just the Steam Deck that's done that, though. It's things going on in the world. It's the 58% hike of game.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things, and there's only so many times you can get kicked in the nuts, as we've said before.
I know there's a lot of people out there who sort of say they're not a massive fan of the Xbox ROG Ally, mainly because the interface can be a bit cumbersome. Once you're in a game, it literally doesn't matter. It's 90% of the time I'm playing games rather than navigating menus, or 99% of the time. But I've definitely seen the opinion of, why would you get an Xbox ROG Ally for £800 when you can buy a Steam Deck OLED and a Switch 2? You can buy both of those for the same price. You've got two handhelds. And I think that's a very valid point. You've got all your Steam games there. Your Switch games then. But
that's not meeting what you want.
Exactly.
No.
And I think
you've really got to think about what exactly you want out of.
Because you might get a Switch 2 and not play any games on it, and then you just wasted £450.
That's why I haven't bought a Switch 2, because I'm just not that interested in Nintendo games anymore.
Yeah.
They seem to be very similar all the time. I mean, I'm sure there are fun games. I'm not slating it. I'm not trying to say don't go out and buy one. From my experience from the first one, I just don't use it.
Yeah. And
my experience with the original Switch, I don't even use it as a handheld that much. It stays in its dock most of the time.
So it should have just been a console, really.
I don't take it outside ever.
I have a Switch to play Nintendo games, and at the minute, there's not enough on the Switch 2 for me to buy it.
Yeah.
So I want to hear a bit from Joe then. What have you got?
It moves us on to emulation, does it?
Yeah.
Well, technically no, because I'm just running the games they would run natively, apart from the Vita playing PS1 games. But you could buy those on the PS Store.
Okay.
So with the Vita, it's running something called Adrenaline, which allows it to play the PSP games natively on the Vita hardware.
I'm running Adrenaline.
And the Adrenaline system also lets you play PlayStation 1 games.
Cool.
So
That's cool.
all the ones that were available digitally on like the PlayStation Store on like PS4, PS3. I don't think there's no PS5 games, but they are downloadable on this. So there's another program called PKGJ, which it's just a massive long list of all the numbered games that you could download off these things. And because the PS Vita now is a dead system, I don't think Sony really gives a crap that people are doing it because they don't sell the games anywhere. They can't get any money from PSP, PS1 or PS Vita games. And they've given up support completely on the PS Vita because the last time it was updated was, God, over 10 years ago. And that's like security updates. And the same thing with the 3DS. The store doesn't work. You can't log on to it. Well, you can get on it, but no games are available. It comes up with all the titles. You can't download any of them. So I don't feel bad about jailbreaking that kind of console because you couldn't get the games anyway.
It's keeping it alive, really. If there's anything else.
So you've basically gone to eBay and bought like a Vita.
I used 2DS and a Vita. Yeah. And then gone through a process of unlocking the security front of the console, which allows you to then do file management inside the console.
Yeah.
With the PS Vita, it was really easy. You literally go onto a website and it does it all within like 20 minutes on the console. You just have to move 3 files around on an SD card. And then you've got basically every Vita game that's on a digital storefront, PS1 and PSP. Nice. You can't download them all at once unless you've got like a really huge memory card. But I think it only reads reliably up to 256 gigabytes, the Vita.
Are they micro SD or are they traditional SD? Just out of question with it being older tech.
Is a micro SD that goes into an adapter which fits in the game card slot.
Oh, cool.
Okay, yeah.
So it's reading them as games.
Yeah.
But the 2DS, I've got just reads regular SD cards. But you could have an SD with a micro SD adapter going in. The 2DS system was a lot harder to do than the Vita. There was so much, take the SD card out, put it in a PC, move this file onto here, put it in the console, go onto a specific app on the console, then leave the cursor there, turn the console off, take the SD card out, put it in the PC, move this file to here. And it took me like 2 hours.
A little more involved, one might say.
Yeah.
Well, I could see along each step of the process why it's doing that because the 2DS itself does a lot of self-validating on what it's running inside. So the way to get around that security is you had to leave it open on the Me Maker app and not make a Me, just leave it on in the background because it's trying to make a save state for that app. And that's the security breakpoint, I believe.
Okay.
So that's the part where you can inject... You inject a program that runs in the background on your SD that makes an identical, like, not storefront, what would you call it? Like the homepage of the DS. So everything looks the same. And if you do a certain key combination, that's how you get into the file manager. And then that's when you can put all your ROMs or your legally backed up games from the cartridge or what have you. And then they can go on the SD card, which then the game reads. There's no need to have a game card in for it to run, so you can still buy games and put them in the game slot.
Okay.
You can't do that with the Vita.
Okay.
Because it's running everything from the SD card.
Yeah.
But, so once the 3DS is done, it's virtually undistinguishable from one that's not modded.
Yeah.
Well,
unless you try putting this key combination in.
Like you were saying as well, like the storefronts on both these devices have gone.
They're dead.
Kind of
there's no Nintendo servers for 3DS either now. So
unless
if you had games, you can't play them online.
Unless you want to like pay out the nose for eBay DS games.
Yeah, and that's mainly from a collector's standpoint rather than playing the games, I would imagine.
I think this is the only way. But it's a cool way of maybe getting some old games that you never.
It's game preservation at its finest.
It is game preservation at its best.
I think it's interesting that obviously your selection of handhelds is very much focused on playing handheld games.
Yes,
games that were designed for handhelds, for DS, for PSP, whereas ours is more like Ben's is Factorio.
Yep, that's what it does.
But mine and Jake's, it's just playing like games in general. And I think something that's taken me a while to sort of to get to grips with is playing a quote unquote proper game in that kind of pick up and put down.
Yeah.
You see, I cannot do that
way.
with like a game that's designed for consoles. I feel like, right, I've got to put 3 hours into this to make any meaningful progress. Whereas games designed for handhelds, they usually have like progress points where you can just stop. Like,
because
say Pokemon, for example, there's a Pokemon Center in every town. You can put it down, pick it up there every time.
Hey, I like it. Probably going to
save anywhere.
I'm probably going to spoil a little bit of what we're playing down the line, but I've started playing Pokemon Coliseum on an emulator, and that was on the GameCube. You cannot save anywhere on that one. So that is quite an interesting thing.
Unless the emulation has a way of pointing,
like save states. Yeah,
you can. So I can sleep the Steam Deck and leave it running.
Yeah, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah. But maybe we should touch on emulation a bit, I suppose, because I suppose that a lot of what Joe's doing is sort of, I mean,
in a way,
it is.
Well,
but
there's no emulators running because it can all run on the hardware, so it's not building a console inside another console to run. It's just saying this is this kind of game. Run it on this bit of the chip.
And if you could have
rather than building an entire GameCube inside a Steam Deck.
Yeah, if you could have bought PS1 games on the Vita, which I can't remember if you could now. I'm assuming it was just...
Could on the PS3 online storefront. You could buy PS1 classics, which then means there's a digital copy of them.
Yeah, so it wasn't designed for Vita.
No, but if there's any games that that would run on PSP hardware, which PS1 games could because it was the same architecture, then it can run on the Vita.
That's probably the only like slight. It's not even a full emulation, I suppose. In that
no,
sense.
It's just like bringing the code from the past to the now.
Yeah. But do you think? I was going to quickly say if you bought a Steam Deck or a ROG or anything like that, do you think you would then just put all your emulators on there and not?
No, because I actually enjoy how small these are.
Yeah.
I've been taking my 2DS to to I can't imagine.
I can see that. Yeah.
Steam Deck.
Yeah.
It definitely.
I've been training my Pokemon as I've been training myself. Like on the cross trainer, I'm like doing gym battles. It's like
I cannot pull the Steam Deck out of my pants.
No, I'd be so afraid of dropping it as well. It's such an expensive.
Why is it in your pants?
Whereas each of these, I only paid like 90 quid.
Yes.
So if they do break, it's not a massive loss, and all the stuff's still on an SD card. I could do it again with another one. Whereas I wouldn't be paying out of pocket for another Steam Deck or another ROG
what's
Ally.
The prices of ours?
It's an order of magnitude more for the ROG Ally.
My Steam Deck was $450. I think $480 actually.
Yeah,
I used to love taking.
I paid $280 second hand.
Yeah,
but
I used to love taking my 3DS around when I was younger because you felt like you could.
Yeah,
you can.
Absolutely.
Put it in a pocket.
I feel nervous taking my ROG.
You want to put it in two different types of bag, and sling it over your shoulder and not let anyone look at it.
Yeah, I'd never just I feel like I wouldn't want to just whip it out in a public place, which as I'm saying that out loud could be misconstrued, but you know what I mean? Never want to rip out my Roger.
That is definitely going to be cut out and put somewhere it shouldn't be.
But again, it's also good for work. It fits in my pants side pocket. I wear combats for work, so I can just sling it in there. It's almost the exact same size. And every time I get some downtime, there's a sleep slider, which works instantaneously. I don't know if you guys remember that yellow notch there, just says it's asleep. Turn that.
Okay.
The screen just comes on immediately.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Nice.
Don't remember
so
that.
And it lasts 10 hours in sleep mode.
Is that not a brightness?
No.
No,
brightness is on the software.
There is a sleep mode. Yeah, I just completely forgot there was one.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I know Jake just wanted to touch on emulation, but you just mentioned battery life, which I thought might be a good segue to touch on before we jump back into emulation. I can't recall, but I imagine the PSP and the 2DS have very good battery life.
Yeah, considering I think the 2DS is only a 2,500 milliamp battery, I can get on mid to low brightness, I can get 5 hours out of it.
Okay,
nice.
5 hours isn't as much as I expected, actually.
Well, it's not something. Well, you're gonna play a handheld for 5 hours in a row that's that small, right up to your.
That's Cramp City right there.
But
true.
It also depends on the game. Obviously, if you're playing Pokemon, it's not that taxing. But if I was playing something like Kid Icarus Uprising, I'd probably get 4 hours out of it max.
it does.
But you
kind
can
of
also
put
do other things like turn the wireless off. It lasts a bit longer. You get like another hour out of it.
Yeah, it does put into perspective, like, because a lot of people complain about these big handhelds not lasting very long, whereas in the past the little ones
they only
didn't
lasted
really last.
about the same, but
Yeah.
they had like 10 times smaller batteries.
Yes,
You guys speak for yourself. There's only about 60% left of my battery. I should replace it one time, so I get about an hour and a half, depending on what I'm running.
Well, that is also the danger of buying these older devices. You don't know how long
definitely
left in them.
If I was to play, say, Pokemon on my ROG, I'd probably get about 15 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't remember ever worrying about battery as a kid.
Because you were never out for that long, really.
Yeah,
but
at least
but then again, when I was a kid, it was a Game Boy Color that you just put 2 more double A's in.
That's true.
True. Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah,
but like for me, I've got next to me again this massive power brick.
Wow, that was like a phone.
I know, it's got a built-in cable. Look at that. Whoa.
I thought it had a camera on it.
No, but that pretty much doubles my battery life. If I plug this into my ROG Ally, it'll charge it whilst I'm playing, but this will die in about half an hour, but then it will give me another full charge. So I can probably extend to 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, am I ever going to be playing for that long without charging?
No. It's more the insurance of longevity. Like you'll pick it up and you'll have like 2 hours left.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good.
The similar one for me, I bought the Steam Deck specific one, the power bank's downstairs. It does just clip onto the back of the Steam Deck. And,
that's cool. So it actually fits on.
I can get it in the right
just
place.
Dangling around.
I bought something similar for the Switch.
And it just sits on the back and you can't really, doesn't get in the way when you're not using it.
Yeah.
But again, that gives me about 5 hours out of it, even though my battery life is atrocious. That just changes it. It does make it very heavy. But that is, if you are getting a power bank for them, get one with only one outlet, because the 45 watt isn't spread across more than one outlet then. Because it's about sales, isn't it? Mine was 45 watt directly out of one, so it will charge whilst I'm playing. I mean, it feels like it's going to burn my hand off, but it does do it.
I think it's interesting. Mine has only run out of battery once, and it's because, well, I say once, a couple of times, but it's always because I've put it into sleep mode and not put it on charge.
Yes.
And it'll update in sleep mode if you don't turn the settings off.
Whereas I don't have that issue with hibernate mode. I did with sleep mode, but with hibernate mode on mine, I've not actually had that issue. I can leave it off for a week and I'll come back to it. Maybe it's lost a percentage.
That's cool. That is good.
It's really good. It's really good.
I do wish there was a hibernate mode.
I had an issue with mine yesterday because obviously drop it into sleep mode. I did a lot of updates and set it all off and plugged it in and put it into sleep. Left it on to just finish the update and install and do its thing. And then it'll just drop itself into sleep once it's done that. So I plugged it in, left it overnight, got up in the morning, went to take it to work with me for dinner time because the factory must grow. And I didn't notice, shoved it in its case and shoved it in the front pocket of my rucksack. And I got to work and I reached in my bag to get my coffee cup out and my bag was warm.
You did the same thing I did.
Yeah.
It had a failed update.
Yeah.
It had just got into a boot cycle that constantly tried to make it fire up. And it basically burnt about 70% of its battery in a couple of hours. And it was as hot as the sun through the case and the bag.
Yeah. Did it do what mine did where the screen went black?
No, actually, I just couldn't get it started. I had to force shut it down because it didn't know what was going on.
Let it cool down.
Let it cool down a little bit. Then I plugged it in to charge it and it was all good. But I'm glad I checked. Like that moment of just chucking it in my bag to get to work. And I noticed the heat.
You've got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I mean,
check it before you put it away.
Whilst we're on talking about sort of battery life, we mentioned before, like, do you really want to play for that long? I don't know how you guys feel about it. I find if I'm playing, especially a handheld, because I can't keep it up to my face, like hold it up to my eyes comfortably for long. I find myself like looking down a lot, like
and your posture hates you.
My neck hurts after about half an hour, and I start getting headache quite quickly. So that really makes it difficult to play on long journeys. Now, I've seen these XR glasses that are also
I've seen those.
expensive, but I feel like that might want to be my next purchase. Where you put them
I feel
on.
like if you're traveling somewhere, that might make you really motion sick.
No, because it's like how it is with the through lens on like a VR, where you can still see the world. It just projects an extra screen.
Okay.
Like puts a screen not in your glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
just
make
in the world.
Fidelity a problem. Like if you think you're seeing something in the game, it's actually in front of you, like in the car seat or something.
Thinking about how it worked on the VRs that I've used, the actual screen isn't transparent.
Oh, it's like
where it puts the screen,
another layer. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything around the screen is, and you move your head and the screen will sort of stay central in your vision.
Yeah.
So you could see around. It's kind of just like there's a floating TV.
Right. Okay. I thought you were saying like the display is transparent.
No. So you could just play it like you're playing a normal game with like your controller in your hand and just be looking up at the screen and just be like, you keep your neck at a good posture. And I feel like that would be really handy, especially for like long flights.
I can imagine it's expensive.
Yeah. They also require their own power source.
I got a real strong neck.
Yeah.
Like the headbangers from Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
I'm going to circle us back to emulation.
Yes.
Before we finish it up.
Yes.
I've downloaded something called Emu Deck. I think, Ben, you'll have it on yours as well.
Yep, I've installed that.
And essentially, it downloads Emulation Station and downloads all the emulators you could ever ask for into one nice little app. And to be fair, it does a lot of the technical stuff for you, but there is some finicky stuff to mess around with to get some things working. You need the BIOS, which I'm not going to tell you where to get because that's the
illegal bit.
Yeah.
For like PS1, PS2, a lot of it already comes a lot of the other stuff becomes pre-installed, like GameCube and Wii and stuff like that. But essentially, you can play. That's why I've liked getting the handheld, because I can get an emulator on it and take it on the go. Playing Pikmin way back when was so cool on the phone. And I kind of played it like a handheld. I kind of wanted to jump back in and play some older games like that. And I found that older games actually are really good.
No, you're joking.
On the handheld. Like, we were talking about console games, and I tried to play Final Fantasy 16 through streaming through the Steam Deck. Ran really well, but my God, I was struggling. I could not do fast-paced combat that well on it. But I'm finding I'm playing Pokemon Colosseum. The picture on the OLED, by the way, is mint. Like, it looks so good.
That is something that I've seen Jake's OLED next to my ROG, and it's night and day. Like, yes, my ROG can play games at higher fidelities and and harder to run games.
But the brightness and contrast,
because the OLED screen is so good, and there's games that I'm playing for the most part on my ROG I could play in the OLED on the Steam Deck OLED. So Jake will be getting a better experience for half the price. Definitely.
They also work better in daylight, I found. With the Vita, I've got the model that had an OLED screen, and I can actually take that outside and still see.
Yeah, I know I won't be able to do that. I've got an anti-glare lens in it, which I think actually makes it dimmer than the screen because I've got it on full brightness, but it's supposed to be like anti-glare. But yeah, there's one thing I could change about the ROG. 100% change the OLED. Now you can get like the what is it? The LG? No, it's not. There's a similar system to the ROG. Can't remember who makes it.
Lenovo.
Legion Go.
Lenovo, yes, the Legion, yeah. And they've done an OLED new one, which is basically as powerful as the ROG. It's massive screen,
yeah.
It's over $1,000. So is it worth the extra?
Do you need the screen to be that big as well? If it's
also where you're storing it.
Yeah. So, but that the OLED is a massive bonus, but no, it's just a shame. Just a shame that I don't have it.
I think it all comes down to what you want your device to do. So I think you can get
definitely agree.
The Emu Deck.
Emo Deck.
Emo!
What a phase!
I think you can get that most likely on ROG. There's probably a ROG version.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So to me, the big difference between the Steam Deck and the ROG is if you have an Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, it's the price. It's
the price and that. And then
the screen and stuff. But then, what games do you want to play? If you're
You also
basically content with Steam and because can you use the emulators and stuff when you're offline?
Yeah.
Use them offline.
You can use all the Steam games offline as well, as long as you're not.
And you can sideload like Epic Games Launcher somehow into it.
Yeah, it does have a
Game Pass.
It does have it's a bit of a long way around, but it does have a bracket to say a non-Steam game, so you can put most things on it. That is again a flexibility thing with Steam that I love. Definitely. That's one of the reasons
it definitely takes some playing around, especially for somebody who isn't
it does.
that versed with it. This guy right here, I was playing around the emulator for so long, and I was playing like GameCube games, and sometimes you want it widescreen because you like widescreen. Sometimes it's better, and you want 60 FPS. Sometimes it's better just to not do that and let it play the way it was intended, because it'll open up issues that you.
Textures missing, frames missing. You know,
well, that was my 360 emulator. I ran the 3. Yeah, it was great and it worked, but you would just see through the cracks if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And
of course, it was as hot as the sun the whole time.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't never buy a PS. If you were looking at playing handheld games, unless you were just locked into PlayStation and you weren't going to buy anything else, wouldn't even bother with the Portal, because you can essentially do the Portal on these other devices anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's not quite as easy, but it still be done. It's not that hard to set up.
It's just for the.
I was remoting the Xbox really well from around the house. Bear in
mind, the Portal is like £200, if that.
Yeah, so it is cheaper. So that's what I was saying. Like, if you were,
but there's nothing else,
and you didn't want to get any other device, then it would be worth it, I suppose. But if you were looking into getting Steam games, or if you had an Xbox and a PlayStation, it might be worth just getting one of those other consoles or handhelds and downloading it.
To sort of wrap up, I think handheld gaming is in a really strong place. I think it could arguably be the future when you've got these like hybrid systems like the Switch pioneered, where you can dock them at home and play them like proper games, and then you can take them on the go. Because that's although I've not done it that much, that's the idea I love the most, of playing a game at home and then taking it on the go.
Yeah, definitely.
I've not found myself playing the Series S that much because I'll just play it on the ROG, to be honest. But
I literally hotspot my phone and I carry on the factory that's running on a PC in my house.
Yeah.
And I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but that's fantastic.
I still tend to keep the worlds separate. I will be playing a game on the Steam Deck.
That's what I'm doing now.
Something on the PlayStation. Yeah. So
I suppose I do a similar. I usually, believe it or not, as I've moved away from Game Pass a little more, every game I've played this year so far, I have bought on Steam for under a tenner for the game for the podcast.
Yeah,
and that meant I played it on the Steam Deck more than anything.
Yeah,
and I got it. It's not.
I did have a look, but like I said last time, with the last one, I had a couple of issues because it was Steam Deck. I did have a look on the PC to see how it run and everything, and it's different, but it's great. It just works.
I think that is the joy of the modern handheld. Like it used to be very separate in the past with the DS and the Wii, and
but that's also a feasible option, like what Joe's doing. Having these separate systems with the emulation on, that still I think has its place. Or you've got the all-encompassing ones like the RS, whatever it is, where you've got
like the retro pockets and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and they can do all sorts, and you don't have to do anything for those. It's all built in.
The benefit of these bigger handhelds are you can there's some games that you wouldn't have been able to play in the past on a handheld, but now you can play like your PS5, Xbox Series X games.
Yeah.
Just on the go if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You've just got really choice. You've got loads of choice now.
It's really appealing to me, the little hacked devices I am going to dig out this little
You love it,
DSXL.
Yeah.
And I could just take that. I never thought about it that way. Just shove it in my pocket and not be worried.
That is,
I hate the idea of tinkering, so I'd rather just not.
I'm a tinkerer all the way. As you can see, there's crap behind me.
But yeah, I think that's been a good sort of, albeit a bit brief discussion on handhelds, but I think we've pretty much covered all the points and sort of where we're at with them. We'll keep checking in as the more and more we're playing games on these handhelds. We'll probably check in with the user experience. But yeah, all right. Well, with that, we've been Game and Garnish.
Just looks like he woke up all of a sudden, didn't it? Like he goes, well.
Yeah, we've been Game Garnish. Until next time. Yeah.
See you then.
See you later.
Later.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.